Hey, welcome to another Friday, another video. Today we're gonna tackle my last elf for the Floral Elf series. So today I'm gonna try this voiceover just a tiny bit different from last time. This time I'm gonna actually watch what I edited and talk over that. So right now I'm just sketching what I want her to look like. I do get the image from pexels.com. It's a stock photo website. It's all copyright free, and like always I'll have the link up on the video or down in the description. Even though I do trace the photograph at the start, I do tweak the sketch as I go to figure out how I exactly want her to look like. I begin with coloring by putting on a base color, and then I work up from there, adding more color, more depth to her as best as I can with my limited knowledge. I think if I were to tackle it this time around, I would follow her muscles a lot closer rather than just winging it and building from dark to light and blending it together at random places. I do this pretty well around her face and her ears. I think when I color her face, I'm more conscious of where her contours fall, where the shadows will be, where the highlights will be located, and not so much for the body. That's probably because I do more portraits. I'm more used to coloring portraits and not so much the other parts of her body, the other parts of a body. So I'm just adding a little bit more shadows and blending it in. Again, I'm adding base colors to certain parts. So I added the brown earlier to her body and face, and this time the blue for her hair because I knew that I wanted her hair to be blue. This particular elf's name is actually Haley. She was based off of an OC I had from way long ago, probably 10 years. And I didn't realize that the name that I gave for my first elf was also Haley. Just kind of, I guess I really love that name and just repeated it. They do have different spellings. Haley Rose is Haley, whereas this is Haley with an I, so Hailey. Haley was probably the first elf character I'd ever created, and she had an entire backstory that I can't remember anymore, but I know that she was a tortured soul. But for this portrait, I thought that a bit of like an excitement to her face would be a lot better, and it differed a lot from the first few other elves that I had. I wanted to paint the flowers the same way I had painted the first elf, but for some reason I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to do the peony, the blush peony in digital. I've drawn and painted peonies before, but I just couldn't translate it from traditional to digital. Even though I put on the base colors for my peonies, I do later on decide to change what I'm doing, and instead of painting the flowers like I did for the first elf, the other Haley, I go a different route entirely. I decided that I would do a collage type like I did for Morning Coffee and the elf before this one, because I just really liked how it looked, and I like mixing up the mediums and adding a bit of that realistic photography-esque to it. I think in the long run she turned out a lot better because I decided to do the collage. Even though I would have preferred to do the painting myself, because I did enjoy that first time that I painted the flowers. And I wanted to do the same for this one, except it just wasn't turning out the way that I wanted it to. With my skills, again, it was so limited and I couldn't translate what I had in my head onto paper, so to speak. It was hard to admit that I couldn't paint the flowers myself, but again, I do like how she turned out, and I think I would have preferred the collage in comparison to me painting it. Possibly if I tackle this series again, I would love to paint the flowers and the entirety of the piece rather than quote-unquote cheating my way. But again, it has to do with limited skills and knowledge and my imagination and my creativity being wider or bigger than that of my skills. And that's okay. I think admitting that you aren't as skilled as you think you are is a good thing, and it pushes me to improve. Overall, I am still really proud of her, and I really like how she turned out. I like that I chose that sort of expression for her, and just the added glow to the flowers the other three didn't have. I added to the overall feeling of the piece. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me today, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!